Welcome everybody, Derek Rydall here, founder of the Law of Emergence and author of the best-selling books Emergence and the Abundance Project. And I just wanted to talk today briefly about what I say in the title, How to Open Up the Windows of Heaven. And there's a statement in the Bible that says, "Prove me now in this, and I will open up the windows of heaven and pour you forth a blessing too big to receive." And the basic idea is we all want to receive our blessing, right? We all want to get something. We all want more of something, more love, more health, more wealth, more of the goodness of life, right? We all want to live life more fully in some way. And we've been hypnotized to believe that the way to have more is that we have to go get more. We have to achieve more. We have to improve ourselves into more. We have to get it from somewhere outside of us or from someone outside of us. And also that it's dependent on our conditions, right? If the economy's bad, we're going to get less. If we lose our job, we're going to have less. If we don't get that degree or that certification, we're going to have less. So there's all these conditions, right? If this person leaves us, we're going to have less love. Or if we don't do everything the boss wants or the job wants or the person wants or the world wants, we're going to get rejected and we're going to have less of something, right? So we've been conditioned to believe that our good, our blessing, our fulfillment, our freedom, our abundance is determined on what somebody else does to us or for us, or what we do to get something from someone else or somewhere else, or however we need to manipulate, manage, and control ourselves and our conditions to get what we need or to hold on what we've got, right? That's the basic setup for most human experience. And the problem is it's completely wrong. It's completely a lie. The actual truth is that whatever's missing is what we're not giving, what we're not generating. That the whole of life is in us. It's in our consciousness. We're not really in the world is in us. We're not really in a relationship or the relationships are in us. Jesus called it the kingdom of heaven within. Buddha called it nirvana. Lao Tzu called it the Tao. It doesn't matter what we call it. What matters is that we call it forth as the activity of our heart, of our mind, right? And the key to having more come into our life is finding a way to let more life come out of us. The key to receiving all the blessings of life is that we must become a bigger blessing ourselves. We must be the blessing, right? Gandhi said we must be the change we want to see. And I'm saying we must be the blessing we want to receive. And interesting reason I'm bringing this up is I used to have these recurring dreams, and I've gone through some tremendous challenges over the last couple of years, tragic challenges, the loss of my son, loss of a fortune, like a lot of big losses, my own little mini Job story. And it's definitely in line with my deeper spiritual unfoldment and awakening, as the things where there was attachment or over-identification have been taken away, and my desire to be anchored in a place the world can never take away from me. It's a much bigger conversation. I won't get into the whole esoteric rabbit hole of the mystical journey right now. But needless to say, it's been a very, very trying and difficult time, and an existential identity crisis, and the loss of a lot of my paradigms and concepts about life, so that I could find myself in a much deeper place of love, unconditional love, and unconditional life. And during that, I had this recurring dream where I would be leaving someplace and my car would be gone. Over and over and over again, I'd keep having this dream, and I'd show up and my car would be gone. And it was a very, very terrible feeling. I felt lost. I felt like something had been taken from me. And in some of the dreams, I didn't even know where I was. And then in other dreams, I didn't know even where I was going. So it was truly an existential experience of being lost. And then I began to, as the dreams recurred, I would use my little clicker and I'd be like, click, 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 trying to get the lights to go on my car and for it to beep. And another car would beep. And I look at the car and go, that's not my car. Look at another car. That's not my car. Why are the lights? Why is this thing making other people's lights go on and their little chirp go on their car? And one day I was doing some research and meditating on what's the meaning of this thing and my car missing, and it came to me that I had lost my drive. Like, like your drive. Like, hey man, check out my drive. I had lost my drive. I'd lost the vehicle that was getting me to where I wanted to go, and I'd lost the drive to get there. And I certainly had emotionally lost my drive on some level. What mattered to me didn't matter anymore. My value system had been deeply shifted, right? The material world and the achievement and accomplishment of all that was just not my drive anymore. So I realized, yeah, I really had lost my drive. Something was different. And then I had the dream again, and I woke up one morning after the dream, and I realized when I was clicking the clicker, the reason why another vehicle was lighting up, it was showing me my new drive. I had a new drive. And the minute I got that, I was like, oh, there's a new drive in my life. I'm looking for my old drive. I'm looking for my old car. I'm trying to do things the way they were and go after what I thought and do the things the way that I thought would get me the results I used to get. It wasn't there anymore. But what was appearing didn't look at all like my old drive. And so I was ignoring it. I thought it was a mistake. And as soon as I had that realization, I stopped having the recurring dream. And then the other day, literally a few nights ago, I had the dream again. But this time I was fully lucid. I woke up in the dream and I went click, click, and a car lit up. It wasn't my car, my old car. And I was like, oh, let me go find out what this drive is all about. And it happened twice in the dream. And in each occasion, the individuals that owned the car told me what a blessing I'd been to them, how much I'd helped them, and how their lives had changed. And my wife showed up in the dream and she says, Derek, we were a blessing to these people. And suddenly, instead of me being lost or me being afraid or me being upset or me feeling like something had been taken from me, I was hugging and rejoicing and feeling so much love and connection to these individuals that I and my wife had been a blessing to. And then as I woke up from the dream, the voice whispered in my ear, your new drive is to be a blessing. And it was just like, and it was just another way to say what I've been saying for years and what I've been praying for years and praying to be for years, which is the prayer of St. Thomas of Assisi, Francis of Assisi rather, which is make me an instrument. Make me an instrument of your peace, of your love, of your grace, of your pardon, your forgiveness. And he was basically realizing that the highest form of life is to be an instrument of love, to be of service, to be a blessing. It wasn't, please give me some love, God. Please give me some stuff, God. Send me some stuff. Let me attract more stuff. No, that wasn't his prayer. That wasn't his realization. Nor is that the message of all of the great teachings of the world. The message has always been, make that connection within, open out a way to pour that into the world. As the poet Robert Browning said, we must open out a way whence to release the imprisoned splendor. Right? Jesus said, love your neighbor, forgive your enemy. Over and over and over, the message is be a blessing, be a giver, be of service, be love. And love is the force. Love is not a sentimentality. Love is the force that meets every seed in creation and says, what do you need? And then love meets the need in every seed of creation. That is what you are. And as we are willing to be the blessing, to be a channel of life and of love, to radiate and share and bless and bring goodwill and good cheer and whatever it is, to forgive, to want the best for somebody, to pray for somebody, to bring a flower, to send a little note, to send a little love note, to, hey, just checking in on you, how are you? Whatever it is, to create that song, write that book, but not so that we get something, Not so that we get money and get accolades, name, fame, and fortune, but so that we can give more of the infinite and imprisoned splendor that is our true nature and being. Because as you are willing to pour more of what you are into this moment, into this world, into every relationship and situation you're in, the result of that is more unfolds, more blossoms, more emerges. The demonstration of wealth and abundance is not what comes to you, it's what you allow to come through you. On the fruit tree, its demonstration of abundance is not that somebody comes along and gives it a bunch of fruit, right? Or the rose bush. Somebody comes along and hangs a bunch of flowers on there, and the rose bush is like, yes, I've arrived. No, it emerges. It comes from the tree, from the bush. And all of the blessings you are here to experience and you are here to deliver come from you. And as that unfolds through your heart, through your consciousness, and through your actions, it will begin to unfold through many channels of the world. But it's really coming from you. And in that moment, you are proving God, proving love, proving that life is affirmative, even in the midst of what appears to be lack or loss or limitation. Because whatever's missing is what we're not giving. Right where that lack appears, you don't pray for something to come to you. You pray to be able to bring more to that place. And lo and behold, you bring more. Where there was less, there is now more. Where there was not as much love, there's more love now. Why? Because you brought it. Where there was less joy, there's now more joy. Why? Because you brought it. Where there was less creativity or inspiration, there's more. Why? Because you brought it. Where was it before you brought it? It wasn't out there somewhere. It was right in here. It was in you. It was in your consciousness, right? And what that is in your consciousness is God, is source, is heaven, is nirvana, is the Tao. And it's infinite and it's inexhaustible. So as we're in this time of such craziness, such tumult, all kinds of insanity going on, and probably much more to come, we don't wait for the world to change. We don't wait for permission or validation. We don't wait for parents or governments or peers or society to give us anything, including their permission. We and you are what we've been waiting for. We bring it. We ask, how can I be a bigger giver, a bigger blessing today? And don't forget to include yourself in that. If you've done my Awaken Wealth work, 7 gifts, one of them is give to yourself. You have to be a blessing to yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to nourish and nurture the seed of your own being so that it flowers and it blossoms. And then you give away of the fruits and the seeds and the flowers. You don't give away of your roots. But the starting point is, I have. My oneness with life, with God, with love means I am endowed. I have a sacred inheritance. I have a sacred trust. And I'm going to open that up and begin to pour. I'm going to bless myself. I'm going to meet my deepest needs. And then I'm going to look around and be a blessing wherever I've been waiting, wherever I've been blaming or attacking or complaining. I'm going to be a blessing. Wherever I see lack, limitation, worry, doubt, fear, I'm going to be a blessing. And this is my invitation and my challenge to you. Let's go on a blessing challenge and post here. What are 5 ways you're going to be a blessing this week? And come back and post again. How did you do? What showed up? What happened? And invite friends to watch this video and join this blessing challenge and see how much of the energy of blessings and miracles we can begin to generate. I'm telling you what I know. This is a principle. It's not personal. Be a blessing and watch as the windows of heaven open and a blessing too big to even receive begins to pour forth. I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this to be a blessing to you. Check out my website at DerekRydall.com. There also may be a link attached to this for quantum healing if you want to learn how to be an even bigger blessing in your life. Check that out. And until next time, remember to live authentically, love unconditionally, and follow your destiny. Take care.